because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Blue Jays Center.
Bautista drives it deep left field. Gone!
The sickest Toronto Blue Jays podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Welcome, everybody, to your ALDS winning Blue Jays Center pod, brought to you by the Sick Podcast Network. I'm James Price, along with Cole Whiston. Buddy, what a night last night. Okay, we talked about the lack of sleep we got after game 2. What was last night like, bud?
They are so lucky. It was a weekday, or I would have been loaded on the streets of Toronto. I didn't get to bed until like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and that game ended at like 10 o'clock. I legitimately was buzzing all night long. I was laying in my bed, and I'm just like kicking my feet, and then I would get up, and I'd turn on some music, and I'd dance, and then I'd, just start pacing, and I was calling people. Literally, it was just antsy for 2.5 hours before I could finally get to sleep.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, I was gone by probably 1:30 because I'm just like, I'm just scrolling, right? I'm scrolling on Instagram. Okay, the feed's kind of dead now. Let's go over to TikTok. That's fun to look at. What's Twitter saying? Oh, God, it's been an hour and a half. I don't care. The Toronto Blue Jays, if you missed it, I don't know where the hell you've been, beat the New York Yankees 5-2 in Game 4 to eliminate the New York Yankees in New York. It is nothing sweeter than that. To move on to the ALCS to face either the Detroit Tigers or the Seattle Mariners. We will find that out tomorrow night, who that will be. And we'll talk about that later on in the pod. But we got some games to recap. Now, we can touch briefly on the Game 3 debacle that was. And it felt like the sky was falling afterwards. But as we have said with this team, day in, day out, all year long, they will fight you to the very end. And regardless where you think, is that where the dam bursts? Is that where they always punch you in the face and they knock you right back into sense, and they just always find a way to regroup. It's remarkable to watch, man. It really is.
I want to make it sweeter. Not only did they eliminate the Yankees in the fucking Bronx, but we did so on a bullpen game. And no better way to segue it than when you said, if you think that that's going to be the problem, the Jays are going to shut you up. Literally, through 2 games, Games 2 and Games 3, the bullpen looked exactly like it was going to be the problem. Game 2, it didn't matter because you scored 12 runs before you let any runs up yourself. Yeah. But in Game 3, it did matter, obviously. Ended up losing you the game. Not a single guy could get a clean inning until the 8th inning, and you guys couldn't score, and the Jays couldn't score in the Yankees bullpen. So then you lose Game 3. And it's literally worst case scenario. Shane Bieber can't get through the 3rd inning. You have to go the bullpen the entire way. The bullpen can't get any outs. It gives up a run in every inning. And we know that on fucking Wednesday, it's a bullpen day, going against Cam Schlittler, who had 8 innings, 12 strikeouts of 1-run ball against the Red Sox in the wild card round. How in the world are we going to win that game? That is literally what every Jays fan was asking themselves, and they were immediately pointing to, okay, well, regardless, we got Trey Savage and Kevin Gausman available for Game 5. We shall be fine. Then, a couple hours before Game 4, they're like, you know what? Trey Savage, available. You're like, oh! Does that mean you're skipping Eric Lauer? Does that mean that Trey Savage is going to be the bulk guy? Does that mean that if you use Trey Savage and you lose, that Trey Savage will not be available for Game 5? In which case, Kevin Gausman has to take the bulk of Game 5, and then you have to, again, try to get outs from your bullpen? That's where we were headed going into Game 4. And then we're like, okay, the perfect scenario for Trey Savage is if you have a lead late and you have the chance to close it out. The Jays, luckily enough, for whatever reason, had the bullpen putting up zeros. The bullpen only gave up 1 run going into the 9th inning, and we ran out 7 pitchers before we got there. Trey Savage wasn't one of them. So then it's like, holy shit. 7th inning, up 4-1, Brandon Little. 8th inning, up 4-1, Braden Fisher. 9th inning, up 5-1, Jeff Hoffman. Okay, so the whole Trey Savage thing was just a mind game. We were never going to use Trey Savage. Literally a roller coaster in an improbable way of winning Game 4 and eliminating the Yankees on the road. But we did it.
Yeah.
And that is best case scenario. Now everyone is available. You have 3 days off until Sunday. First pitch is at 8:08 on Sunday night. It couldn't have been any better. It could not have been any better. Celebrating in front of that fan base, that awful fucking fan base, in that stadium, on, their national television. Fuck the Yankees. Go Jays, go.
Oh, couldn't have said it better. My God. I mean, you mentioned all these bullpen dudes. Not only did they only allow 2 runs, they allowed 6 hits. 6
That's insane.
And 2 of those were in the 9th in a 5-1 game. Oh, by the way, let me say this. 4 of them were when you were up 5-1. You had 2 hits through, 6 or 7 innings. It's incredible what that bullpen did yesterday. And what did Louis Varland say in his postgame, right? What was it like when John Schneider came up to you asking you about getting the ball next? He's like, I wanted it as soon as possible. I wanted to get right back out there. He went an inning in the 3rd, allowed 1 hit and struck out 2. And the 1 hit was a Aaron Judge single.
Louis Varland pitched in every game.
Yeah. And that's why
every game.
There's no thoughts of, who's available today? No. It's the playoffs. Everybody is available whenever you need them. There's no, he needs a rest day. No. Use them. And Louis did that. Mason flew hard. He allowed the solo shot to Ryan McMahon, but struck out the side as well. Dominguez, it was an inning in the 3rd, walked somebody, but nothing more. Eric Lauer, you mentioned him, an inning in 2/3, no base runners and a couple strikeouts. Yaro Rodriguez gets one of the biggest outs of the ball game.
Yep.
Walks Stanton, obviously, to load the bases. You're like, great, now he's got to face a lefty. Gets Chisholm to ground out. Brendan Little, it's a freaking roller coaster ride watching that guy pitch.
And it was.
Clean inning, I guess. Fine. Braden Fisher.
A 0. It wasn't clean.
Well, there's nothing clean about that whatsoever. Never is. But Braden Fisher does his job, gets the first 2, kind of struggles at that point. And then Hoffman comes in, gets the 4-out save to end it. I mean, just how you drew it up, right? Yeah.
I mean, it was for John Schneider. That is exactly how you drew it up for John Schneider. But not at all was that something that was to be expected.
No, absolutely not. I mean, God, as much as we want to have confidence in the Blue Jays, there's no one in their right mind went into that ball game thinking, hey, we got this. Our bullpen's great. The positive Jays fans might be doing that, which those are the people you call lunatics. But going up against Cam Schlittler, who's, like you mentioned, diced the Red Sox, struck out only 12 guys. He only struck out 2 against us. 2.
Yeah. And we own him. We own him. Now with 3 starts against Cam Schlittler, take a look at those stats. They're not good.
Speaking of stats, and I wanted to bring this up. We've talked about the bullpen, and rightfully so. We got to talk about Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yeah. Put it on your back. You go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to turn it around, go for it. But Vladimir Guerrero Jr. put up, and this is something incredible that I didn't know until today when I saw the stat. With his .529 batting average, a .550 on base, and a 1,600 OPS for the series, that is the highest OPS for any Blue Jays player in any playoff series in franchise history. He dominates the Yankees, and that was on full display. And as Pedro Martinez said, the Yankees, Vladdy's your daddy. Vladdy's your daddy. And I love it. I absolutely love it. You paid the guy $500 million. You want the big stuff. Us 3 talked about it going into the series. Hey, I don't care what you do in 162. Show us what you do now. And boy, did he ever.
Yeah. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had, I don't want this to be understated, the best series in the history of this franchise.
Yep.
Joey Bats has the most memorable moment of this franchise. Maybe behind Joe Carter's Game 7, touch them all.
Sure.
Which is literally the most clutch home run in the history of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's Joey Bats. And Joey Bats has never had a series as good as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just had. There is literally no conversation to be had now. That is the best performance a Blue Jay has had in the history of postseason. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. against the Yankees. A 1,600 OPS in 4 games. That is ridiculous. He literally put the team on his back. Bo Bichette was not even available for the entire series. This is the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. that was supposed to exist. And I don't even care. Kike Hernandez, like we said, makes a career off of just playing in October. Yeah. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. can do what he just did through 162 for the rest of his contract.
Yep.
As long as we get a better version than that in October.
For sure.
And you look at his postseason numbers now, and Rob mentioned this in the last pod, but now we have an even larger sample, 2 more games to add to the mix. Going into the Yankees series, his OPS was .422. He had a .138 batting average. He had 3 hits in 25 plate appearances. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
1 RBI. Now, after 10 games in the postseason, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has a .942 OPS, a .308 batting average, 10 RBI, 3 home runs in 45 plate appearances. Absolute fucking dog.
Yeah, and also, Jays fans, let me remind you that he's going to be here for the rest of his career, and he's only 26. Like, hello, let's reiterate that, and let's continue to go on these crazy numbers. In 4 games, scored 5 runs, drove in 9. Now, obviously, 4 of them run 1 swing of the bat, but he drove in. Take those 4 away. That's 5 RBIs in 4 games, right there. And oh, by the way, walked once, struck out 1 time in the 4 games. I mean, I am baffled to no end why they faced him in that first inning. I have no clue.
Yeah, in the 4th game period.
Yes, I mean, in the first inning, right? Springer gets the double, Lucas flies out, and then you have a base open.
Yeah, base open.
Walk him, double play candidate Kirky on deck, or don't, and allow a run to cross. Yeah. All right. Didn't understand that move whatsoever, but
and then they continued to face him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They intentionally walked him once in the series. Maybe that's the walk that he had the walk.
He had 1 intentional walk and then 1 actual walk.
I don't know when the intentional walk was.
The intentional walk was game 3.
Right.
After he hit the grand slam, I think. The
2-run shot.
The 2-run shot.
Yeah.
They walked him, and then in this game, it was just a walk that he worked late in the game. A big walk that he worked late in the game.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about because again, Vladdy, career numbers nuts. But what this team all year has prided themselves on is not just relying on the one dude, right?
Yeah.
We talk about Aaron Judge and his incredible, postseason this year. All right, sorry, let me rephrase that. His great 4 games this playoff, or a 7 if you want to count the wild card, if you want to do that. Yeah, he had a 1,200 OPS. Again, let me put it in perspective, Jays fans. Vladdy has 1,600 bananas. Anyways, with Aaron Judge doing his thing, great, good for him. A lot of singles, had the grand slam. Hey, tip your cap to that. Great stuff. Who else did anything?
3-run shot. Yeah, 3-run shot.
I don't know why I thought it was a grand slam. Yeah, 3-run shot. Other than him, we've all seen the numbers. Trent Grisham, 300 OPS in the series. Bellinger, awful. Right. Anthony Volpe. You want to see his numbers in the postseason. My God. I got to pull this up because they are brutal stuff.
He played 7 games. Unplayable.
7 games, 26 at-bats, 26 plate appearances, 16 strikeouts.
Unplayable.
You just can't. Over half of your ABs are strikeouts, brother. That's awful.
Yeah.
And it's worse if you just take the Jays series.
Yeah, really
it's even
bad.
Worse.
Really, really bad. Jose Caballero should have been starting for them. Abso-fucking-lutely. Anthony Volpe had a rough entire year. He defensively figured it out at the end of the year in the last month of the season. Yeah. But there's no excuse to be starting Anthony Volpe. We didn't start Anthony Santander in the 4th game.
Yep.
It took 1 actual bad game before we're like, yeah, you know what, we're good.
He started game 4. I don't think.
Oh, sorry.
So game 3 he didn't start?
No, that was the conversations that he did start.
Game 4. He played them. He started them all, it looks like.
Yeah. Going forward, he's probably not in the starting lineup. And that'll be proof that there's no excuse to starting Anthony Volpe. 0.
Exactly. So, but bottom line, what we're trying to get at here is that other than Aaron Judge, nobody scared you in this lineup. Sure, Josh Chisholm had the go-ahead homer in Game 3. Sure. He was awful in the series. Then you look at the Blue Jays, right? And you look at Nathan Lucas, because let's be honest, I got to talk about him first. There's so many different freaking ways we can go with this, but like, I got to talk about Nathan Lucas. That massive, absolutely massive AB there in the, was it the 7th inning, 6th inning? Who cares? Bottom line, 2nd and 3rd, 2 out. You're only up 2-1. Devin Williams on the mound, and he gets 95 up in the zone, and he drills a 2-run single. The 31-year-old who has never played in a playoff series coming into this season, but going into this year altogether, he had played a combined, 45 games, less than 45 games in the big leagues. Plays 135 this year and comes up with one of the biggest hits of the season. And
multiple big hits.
That Tampa game where he had like 3 RBIs in that one of those.
No, I'm talking about in this series.
Oh, there's multiple. God, that's what we're trying to get at here, Cole.
Nathan Lucas went 4 for 12 with 5 RBI. Aaron Judge, I believe, had 5 RBI in the series as well. It's either he had 4 or 5, but he did not have 6.
He had 7 RBIs for the whole playoffs. So,
right. Maybe he had.
Let me go game logs. Hold on.
Yeah, he had one.
He had 6 RBIs in this series.
Yeah. Point is that Nathan Lucas didn't start 2 of the games, and he had the 5 RBI. Like
there you go.
Nathan Lucas, and they were both massive. All 5 of those were massive RBIs.
Yeah, absolutely. 833 OPS to go along with that. You know, and Alejandro Kirk had a rough rest of the series, but the first game, he had 2 bombs, right? Yep. 833 OPS for this small sample size. Oh, by the way, Dalton Varsho had a 1400 OPS. Like, we're not even talking about that. And near 1500 OPS, 1471.
He was batting in the 6th hole.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
And also, you got to give a shout out to Ernie Clement, because I have not been the biggest Ernie guy this season, just because I can't stand when there's just a horrific approach. He hits, for all the batting average lovers out there, 643 and a 625 OBP, a 929 slug. They had a better OPS than Varsho at 1,500. You had 3 dudes with over a 1,400 OPS in the series. He had 9 hits in 4 games. Drove in 5, scored 5. Unbelievable.
The ever rare batting average is better than his OBP.
Yeah.
And his batting average is 643, and it's better than his OBP. How's that even possible?
It's incredible.
Oh,
absolutely.
No, Ernie Clement, 9 for 14 in at-bats. Yeah.
That is what we're trying to get at, though,
a ridiculous series.
This is what we're trying to get at. We reamed off the Yankees numbers. They're all putrid, pathetic, awful. Yeah. And then we just named 3 guys in Ernie Clement. I guess a couple guys. Ernie Clement and Nathan Lucas with dudes that didn't, have a full role starting spot to start the year. Like, you had a feeling guys would be around. Lucas, you had no clue what you were going to get this year. Meanwhile, he's one of your most important players and has the clutch gene. Like, he just does. And Ernie Clement just hits. Like, that's just all it is.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
Nathan Lucas earned a starting job against righties.
Oh, yeah.
He is now, from this point forward, going to start against righties in right field the rest of the way.
Absolutely.
And Anthony Santander is now going to be a pinch hitter, because you're not going to start Anthony Santander against lefties. So that means that Nathan Lucas just took Anthony Santander's job, which is fucking crazy.
It's nuts. And speaking of taking guys' jobs, we heard some news on Bo Bichette, or at least he spoke to the media. And
in the moment, he did speak to the media during the celebration.
Oh, everyone's pickled. Look, everyone's seen Kevin Gosman's tweet to this point today, and he had a morning, I'll tell you that. Good morning, Blue Jay fans. Gos, it's 2:00 in the afternoon, brother. Sun is shining a little brighter today. ... Make that a whole lot brighter. A bunch of sunglass emoji. Need electrolytes. Didn't spell electrolytes right. Dude is hammered. Love it. Just a beauty. And if you haven't seen it already, go check out him talking to Hazel. It just F-bombs all over the place. Absolutely love it. I don't even know where I was going with that. Who was I talking about before I got off the wagon?
Taking jobs. Bo Bichette said during the
yes.
celebrations that he feels really good about where he's at and he likes his chances. And that was in the question regarding his optimism for the ALCS and being able to play, which means he would take IKF's job, which, sayonara, IKF. You did secure us a walk-off in the 20 games or whatever you played, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thanks. I'd rather Bo Bichette. So, but the conversation gets really interesting because Bo Bichette, going into Game 4, we heard that he had jogged pre-game. Yep. He faced Max Scherzer and Chris Bassett in live at-bats. So, yeah, I guess there's a little bit of optimism. I don't know how you go from jogging to sprinting in 3 days.
Well, let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Because obviously, with it now being a 7-game series, it's a long series.
Right. No, he's on the roster.
Okay.
1,000%.
That's what I was going to go for.
Yeah,
Regardless if he's ready to go Game 1, you put him on that roster. I think there's
1,000% he's on the roster. And it's not on the realm of possibility that it goes from jogging to sprinting between Wednesday and Sunday, which is all that needs to happen because he'll DH, which means Springer will start in the outfield and Lucas will play whatever. Lucas will probably play left.
Yeah, I assume Springer would probably play right, Lucas in left, and then obviously Varsho in center.
Yeah.
Or, depending if a righty on the mound, lefty on the mound, depending who you're playing, I guess.
Right. And then Miles Straw probably starts against lefties over Anthony Santander, and Santander is just a pinch hitter, which is fine because I think that Santander had great ABs for the entire series. Yep. I think that he had multiple big hits, which, is not a knock on Anthony Santander. I'm not saying that Nathan Lucas is taking Santander's job because Tony wasn't good enough. It was just that Lucas was that much better, and we realized that you can't make errors in the postseason. You just can't do it.
No.
I don't think Santander's was technically credited as an error, but Nathan Lucas makes that catch. Miles Straw makes that catch, and that's what this team was built on. We got here without Tony. We gave Tony the opportunity to earn himself back the starting job, and he just wasn't good enough because everybody else was so much better. So that's where this lies. So Straw and Lucas will probably be the platoon matchup against righties and lefties, and Springer, until Bo Bichette is ready to play defense, is going to play in the outfield, which I'm also fine with. It's the postseason. I think somebody said it on one of the Jays talk shows or whatever.
Yeah.
They said it's October. This is great to manage George Springer through 162. You got to go out there and give us the best chance to win for 20 games, and that is Bo Bichette DHing. So Springer will be playing the outfield in the ALCS. And here's the other thing. I think even if Bo Bichette's not ready Game 1, they're going to start Springer in the outfield in Game 1 because why wouldn't you? Just get him in there as early as possible, give him the reps as early as possible, and get him acclimated to it because it's going to be a transition period for George Springer and his body. He's going to have to go back-to-back days, take a day off, and then 3 days in a row, and then take a day off, and then 2 days again. So, I think we will see Bo Bichette. I think we will see Bo Bichette no later than Game 3. No later than Game 3, because that is a week from now.
Yeah.
And as I said multiple times in this show, on other shows, I said an MVP Vlad, a healthy Bo Bichette, and 3 aces at the front of this rotation. Why not us?
That's what Chris Bassett said.
Yeah.
That's what Chris Bassett said after clinching the AL East. He said, why not us? Or what did he say? What now? Or something like that. But I wanted to find that quote from Bo, and Blake Murphy, a friend of the show, tweeted this out. Quote, I've made a lot of progress recently, so I'm optimistic about my chances. I still have some hurdles to clear, but I'm optimistic. I've got to run a little bit faster, but I'm feeling better every day. So that was the quote from Bo Bichette yesterday about his injury and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, Bo's a guy who doesn't usually say much. right? He's usually pretty tight, and it doesn't say a whole lot. For him to say that to the media, albeit, it was a couple Budweisers in probably.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but hey, honesty comes out then, right? So we got
yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say.
So my God, you had Bo Bichette to this lineup, but then who comes out then? Like who comes out?
Yeah, so
that's the question at that point.
So this is what the lineup looked like. In Game 4, which I think a lot of people would agree is probably our best lineup minus Anthony Santander. So I replaced Anthony Santander and I listed out the lineup. Springer at DH to start it off. Lucas in right field, Vladdy at first, Barger at third, Kirk at catcher, Varsho in center, then Davis in left, Ernie at second, Jimenez at shortstop. So if you insert Bo Bichette into that lineup, Davis Schneider comes out. Barger goes to right field.
What would you get rid? Hold on, what would you get rid of Davis? Who's the DH then? Springer, right?
No, Bo Bichette's the DH.
Right. That's right.
So Springer goes to right. Yeah. Oh, so Springer goes to.
Yeah.
Well, Springer will have to go left because Barger has to be in right.
Yeah, that's where it gets interesting. But Springer played a little bit of left field this season. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was also the first time in his career.
I think because you're not taking out Ernie Clement.
No.
You're not taking out Andres Jimenez because Bo Bichette's not playing shortstop.
Right.
You can take out Nathan Lucas, I guess, but I would rather Nathan Lucas over Davis Schneider.
Yeah, if you're facing a righty as well, you want to have Lucas in the lineup.
And then here's the other thing. If you're putting George Springer in the outfield, you want the other two guys, Varsho and Straw or Varsho and Lucas, to cover the rest of the fucking field. Because Springer's going to be out there. So then, So, Davis goes, Bo Bichette, and he goes to left. Yeah. So, that's what I think. I think Davis is out, and Bo Bichette is in. Springer is in left field.
Okay. I mean, I think, look, what you've been getting from Tony recently has not been good and right at all.
Barger stays at third in this scenario, which is good.
Yes, and that's what ideally you want. Ernie at second, Barge at third, and Andres at short, Varsho in center. Ideally, Lucas in left. You got George in right, Bo DHing. That's kind of what you want to see at that point. And regardless of who you're facing, you're going to see a lot of righties, right? When it comes to Seattle or Detroit, obviously you have Tarek Skubal at the front of the Tigers rotation, but you look at their other starters. I believe Jack Flaherty's one right-handed pitcher. Who else am I missing? Again, this is why I think we can all agree who we kind of want to see in the next round.
Oh yeah, I know. Casey Mize, Melton is his name, I think.
Troy Melton, yeah.
Troy Melton, that's it. That's their four. It's Tarek Skubal, Casey Mize, Jack Flaherty, and Troy Melton. That's the four that they started against Seattle. So
I think Melton's a lefty. No, he's a righty. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Troy Melton's a righty. Casey Mize, obviously a righty. Yeah, I mean, all these guys are right-handed starters. And then you go to Seattle, obviously.
Except for Skubal, obviously.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah, obviously excluding that freak. But, yeah. But then if you go to Seattle, you got Gilbert. You've got Castillo. You've got Kirby. Is Brian Wu still hurt? What's the deal with him?
Brian Wu is still hurt. I don't know if he's projected to come back, but he is still hurt.
Let me check that right quick.
They got Bryce Miller, though, in his
he misses out on ALDS roster, so he's not on the roster right now. Yeah, Brian Wu. But regardless, all right-handers, right? So if you're looking at it, it's a lot of ABs for Nathan Lucas then.
Exactly.
So, which is, at this point, that's what you want.
Yeah. So,
all right, well, now that we're on the topic, buddy, let's...
so Springer, hold on. Springer?
Yeah.
Played...
Not many left.
No, a lot.
Really?
Well, 371 divided by 3 is...
Hold up.
Is 100. So he played roughly, because I don't have the innings right here, oddly enough. Which
123 is 371 divided by 3.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, Baseball Reference doesn't organize it by innings. It organizes it by batters faced, which...
So 123 batters? Is that what we're talking about?
No, 371 batters. So that's why I divided by 3 to determine how many rough innings. So he's done about 100 innings this year in left field and hasn't made an error. So
there you go. All right.
So I'm fine with it. And most of those innings came at the end of the year, too, from game 132 onward. So
what would be interesting with that situation though is in game.
We did go 4-8 in those. So he played 12 games in left field. We did go 4-8.
But he didn't make an error, so it wasn't his fault.
Exactly.
What would be interesting though is kind of if it comes to a point where you want your best defense out there at the end of the game, right? And if you're Miles Straw, do you take out? I'm assuming you take out Nathan Lucas at that point because you're not taking George out of the game, you're not taking Varsho out of the game. So what do you do with Miles Straw? That's kind of where, like late game defense, you're up a couple runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning or something, trying to lock it down defensively.
You do take Springer out.
So you lose his bat altogether.
Yeah, because we're talking in the 8th inning. Like it'll be after Springer has his last at bat and you take him out.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough.
All right, let's get to this last topic and wrap it up because I know you guys are going to be doing a show once we get to it, but I didn't want to do too long. I know Jimmy's got some extra work to do, unless you have anything else you want to touch on.
I wanted to see. I know we faced Scooball once this year when we beat them.
We beat the Tigers. I don't think we did squat against Scooball, but got him out of the game. That's all that matters. Name of the game.
He only went 6 innings, and we beat him that game. So that was in Detroit. Okay, so we only faced him once this year. Yeah.
Only that one time. And I think
if we can limit Derek Scooball to 6 innings, we're winning that game.
If I'm not mistaken, in that game, like in that 6 innings, he threw a boatload of pitches. If I'm not mistaken, he threw 96 through 6.
Yeah.
So that's quite a bit. Only had 7 strikeouts in 6 innings, 5 hits, walked 3.
Yeah.
Sure, it was shutout, but they made him work. And that's what this Jays team does, man. They just make you work.
Yeah, we won that game 6-1. He gave up no runs through 6 innings, and we scored 6 runs in 3 innings after that. Mm-hmm. So if Derek Scooball can only get to the 6th inning against us, if they make it to us, we're winning that series.
So let's talk about it. I think it's pretty obvious from both of us who we want to see. And it's no debate. It's the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah. I do have something that will surprise you, though.
Okay.
And I don't know how this is possible. But basically, every major, raw, or advanced stat, Detroit and Seattle, offensively and defensively, are right around the same. Like, they're at the very minimum in the same tier. If you were to, organize, top of the echelon, mid, bottom of the echelon. If you just organize the league into thirds, Seattle and Detroit tend to be in the same third almost across the board. Here's the other thing. They're also in a tier below than what the New York Yankees were in basically every raw and advanced stat that you actually care about. And the Jays are good matchups against both of them. They went 4-3 against Detroit this year and 4-2 against Seattle this year. The run differential was right around the same. It was +9 against Detroit and +7 against Seattle. So, yeah, either one's actually a good matchup, which actually surprised me because Seattle, you just look at it and you go, oh, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Brian Wu.
That's what I look at.
Luis Castillo. I've watched Luis Castillo in a playoff game in my building absolutely shove. So, yeah, of course. And then Cal Raleigh has 60 home runs, and Suarez has 50 home runs, and Julio's turned it up in the postseason. Yep. That's obviously, that just screams a matchup that I don't want, but over 162, their sample, not as good as you might have thought. So I think that I'm happy either way for 2 reasons. And it was kind of the same 2 reasons that I had for the Red Sox series.
Yeah,
the Yankees might be a better team. Yeah, Seattle might be a better team. But if we're exercising demons, give me the fucking Mariners. And you know what? I'm not changing my stance. I said I want the Yankees. We got the Yankees. We smacked the Yankees. Give me Seattle. I'll be off air. I'm going to cheer for Detroit on Friday, but just know I'll be happy if we get Seattle.
Bottom line, you look at it is rotation wise. Obviously, you'll take the Tigers any day of the week if you're the Blue Jays. Mm-hmm. Pitching staff in general, because then obviously they don't have the Tigers don't have Munoz.
That's the biggest gap.
Yeah,
was the Mariners bullpen and the Tigers bullpen. The Tigers bullpen is terrible. I
mean, well, yeah, you look at the Mariners, and they have the 2 guys that you trust the most in Andres Munoz and Canadian boy Matt Brash, who is outstanding. So those 2 guys at the back end, plus with that really good starting rotation, and mixed with the offense, you're talking about being very similar to Detroit. It's right there. But you look at the Detroit staff, and it's like we were just ripping through it. Troy Melton, Jack Flaherty. I mean, if those guys are pitching in playoff games at Rogers Center, like sign me up, because Tarek Strubal's got to pitch in the finale. So someone's got to pitch game 1 and game 2, and it won't be him.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm with you. I don't care at this point. I hate saying, I want this team, because it never usually goes that well when you get who you want.
Yeah.
But in the end, this Jays team's a wagon, and they give me 2019 Raptor vibes, where it's just like it doesn't feel like they're going to get stopped.
Yeah, they'll find a way. They'll just find a way.
They will. They really will.
And the Dodgers were down last I checked against Philly, so that might go to game 5.
It's 1-1 in the middle of the 10th right now.
Oh baby, yeah, we're wrapping this up. But point is that the Dodgers are also gettable. I know that I predict them to win the World Series, but like the Dodgers have holes. Let me just say.
Yeah, just right now the Phillies are like, you know what? Screw it. We need arms. Jesus Luzardo is pitching the 10th.
Well, yeah. Oh no, that's the other guy. Ranger Suarez did not get a start in this series. He has the best postseason ERA ever.
Ranger Suarez, that's crazy.
Ever.
What? That rotation's disgusting to begin with. So
yeah.
And who pitched for the Dodgers today? Glasnow, 6 innings of 2-hit ball.
Yeah, wow. And he started the series in the bullpen. Like the Dodgers are fucked. Like no one is supposed to beat the Dodgers. So and here's the thing: if we get the Mariners and we beat the Mariners, then give me the fucking Dodgers. I want an absolute postseason run, just exercising every demon.
You imagine, eh? Yeah, I mean, you exercise the wild card demons in the Mariners, and then you go take on the Dodgers and beat Shohei. Oh, baby. The narratives would be incredible. All right, but enough about narratives, bud. We're going to wrap it up there. We both want to watch the rest of this ball game. And Jays fans, Jimmy.
For the first time since October 9th, 2016, your Toronto Blue Jays are headed to the American League Championship Series.
Isn't it remarkable? Everyone hates Ross and Mark, and they got us exactly where Alex Anthopoulos got us. It's pretty remarkable. All right, so that's going to wrap it up, though. For myself, James Price, Cole Whiston, and Jimmy behind the scenes. And as always, go Jays.
Go Jays!
We want it all, baby. We want it all. Let's go.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Blue Jays Center on YouTube, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.